lie.
So today I want to talk to you guys about the looting and the rioting that's going on in the streets. But before I get into that, if you haven't got a chance to check out my thoughts on the whole thing with George Floyd and his altercation with those officers, check out this video right here before you watch this one. Okay, so before I jump into the subject, I just want to say this. If you've been following this channel for a very long time, you already know that not only I speak about prison, but I also speak about spirituality, and I speak about the agenda that's been pushed on American people for centuries now. And so this is one of those times I feel like I need to speak on it, maybe put out some pointers out there, hopefully help out in that way. So, you know, with the riots and everything that's going on, I just want you guys to understand this. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for that okie doke bullshit. What's happening out there is that they're placing bricks on pallets out there neatly, ready to go for any protester who wants to pick one up and throw it at a window or whatever, destroy property, okay? So those bricks, those pallets of bricks that are being placed in the communities where the protests are happening, it's all part of the setup, okay? It's part of the agenda. Don't bite into it. If anything, take those bricks home because they're very expensive and build yourself a motherfucking grill. I'm serious. But anyways, you know, that's just part of the agenda. Be careful of things like that. Make sure that you're making the right decisions. Make sure you're thinking about everything you're doing and you're not just playing into it and you're not just acting on emotions. Because what happens is the decisions you make today is going to affect our future. It's going to affect your kids' future. It's going to affect everybody, all right? So be very wary and very careful of falling for the okie doke. Another thing that you got to realize too is this: the motherfucking media is working for those in power. It's owned by them, and the only information they're going to put out is the information that helps divide and conquer us. The only information they're going to put out is the information that helps keep you in fear and keep you angry and playing on your emotions, okay? So be careful about what you're feeding yourself as far as information goes, all right? So, you know, another thing that people won't talk about, you know, with these whole riots and everything like that is that the majority of these things are actually peaceful. So, you know, you see a lot of people getting together and things like that, but what the news shows you is that they're fighting with the police, they're burning things, they're burning cars and things like that. And I'm not saying none of that ain't happening, but what I'm saying is that they're not showing the positive aspects of everything that's going on in those streets also. They're not showing the love that's being shared amongst people in these streets. So, you know, a lot of situations, there's officers, there's police departments that are fully behind what the protesters are talking about. A lot of them are taking a knee with the protesters. A lot of police departments are actually starting to march with protesters. So you're not going to see that pushed out there too much for you guys because that's not part of the agenda, okay? But if you realize that what I've been saying all along, and that is love and compassion, is the only thing that's going to heal and cure whatever it is that we are suffering. And I mean that, and I mean that with all my heart. You got to understand, man, that being angry and looting and doing other crazy shit, it doesn't do nothing. It just adds fuel to the fire, and you're digging a hole much more deeper for all of us and for the future of our children, our grandchildren, and so on and so on. So be very careful and be very wary of how you portray yourself out there and the decisions you make. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is this, man. We're not just fighting a physical battle here. We are involved in a spiritual battle, and a lot of things are happening. There's a spiritual awakening going on right now in the whole world, and you know, consciousness is being divided at this moment. And so you have to be really, really careful of what you're focusing on, and make sure that you're not focused on fear and you're not sitting in that state of mind, because you're not really paying attention to the whole thing that's going on and the whole picture around you, okay? So be careful of that, all right? I just want to say, man, also be safe. You know, much love to all of y'all out there. Again, rest in peace to George Floyd, and much love to him and his family. As always, you know what it is. Stay the fuck out of trouble.
Eric Garner.
Eric Garner.
Freddie Gray.
Freddie Gray.
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Let's take a moment of silence.
What's your calling?
knowing that there may be some unrest this evening. And now you see right here a protester shaking the hand of a Sacramento police officer taking a knee right now. Protesters happy, chanting, taking photos.